In this video, we're going to talk about how to find the histogram, how to actually construct it, find the mean, median, as well as how to construct a back-to-back stem plot, and therefore how to construct a normal stem plot. So let's get started. This first example are the first 13 grades in a marking period. We want to find the mean, median, construct a histogram, and determine which measure or center is more appropriate. So in order to find the mean, you're going to have to actually use the average function. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually, off to the side, we're going to say this is mean, and then we're going to label our median as well. All right, remember, if you want to adjust the size of the bars, just kind of, hover like this and drag. Now to calculate the mean, you're going to type in equals. Equals is used for formulas. So equals average parentheses. Then you're going to select the data that you typed in. So we're going to select all of this data, close the parentheses, and enter. All right, pretty straightforward. Now to find the median, you're going to do the same thing, equals, but then you're going to type in median, parentheses, highlight your data, close parentheses, and close. So now you got your mean and median. Now looking at these two measures of center, they're actually kind of close to each other. So probably means that the data will be symmetric or kind of symmetric. So we'll find out when we do the histogram actually. So to do the histogram, first we need to actually construct what we call a grouped frequency distribution or a grouped frequency table. So in order to do that table, first it actually helps to do the class width. So we're going to actually calculate the class width here. All right, so to calculate the class width, you simply you type in equals. Now what you're going to do is you're going to subtract you're going to do your maximum minus your minimum divided by the number of classes. So I'll write that formula over here. So the class width is maximum minus minimum divided by the number of classes. So that's just a formula. We're not calculating it in that cell. So to actually calculate it, right, you're going to click on a particular cell that you want the information in, type in equals. Now we're going to do the calculation. So we're going to do parentheses, max, parentheses. Now this is the maximum function. It tells you what's the largest number in a set of data. So now you're going to select your data, close your parentheses. So that'll tell us where our maximum is, minus min, parentheses. Now this is the minimum function, returns the minimum of a set of data. Select the same set of numbers, close the parentheses. Now we need one more parentheses for the numerator. Then we're going to divide by the denominator. So let's choose 5 classes. Remember, the minimum number of classes that you choose is 5. So our class width is 4.4. So if we bump this up, we get 5. So the rule is, you're always bumping up the class. You're always rounding up. All right. So now what I'm doing is I'm showing my calculation, but I'm also showing what I'm actually going to use. So I'm actually going to use this value, 5. So now let's go ahead and set up our group frequency distribution. So we have class on one side, and we have frequency on the other. All right, and if you want this underlined, just highlight the data, highlight the 2 columns, and then we're going to change the border here to underline. That way they're underlined and it looks like a table. Now we want to actually do our classes. So to do our classes, we need to add our class width to our smallest number. Okay, so our smallest number here looks like it's the 73. So we're going to start with 73, and I'm going to do it over here. and then I'm going to do 73 for the next one. I'm going to do equals 73 plus 5, because 5 is our class width, so that's 78. Alright, so now that we know that's 78, I'm just going to go ahead and type it in, highlight the two numbers, and then remember that you want to go to the bottom right corner until it turns into that black cross, and then drag it, and it'll count it for you. So this will help me count for the rest of the classes. So now I can actually start with the classes. So the first one is 73 to less than 78. Next one is going to be 78 to less than 83, and so on. In this case, I got my 5 classes, so I can stop there. Alright, so now that I got my 5 classes, I'm going to go ahead and do my frequency. Now it does help to actually sort the data first before you do this. So what I would suggest is I would sort the data, so highlight the data, and then you want to go to, you want to click on this data tab, and then you want to go to sort here, smallest to largest. When it says, if it gives you an option like a dialog box, just say continue with the current selection. Alright, so now the data is sorted, so now I can count them. So the numbers between 73 and 78, not including 78, so that's 2. The numbers between 78 and 83, not including 83, so that's these guys, 4. 83 to 88, that's 3. 88 to 93, that's 2. And then we got 1 for, or the last 2 are 2. All right, so we got our histogram here, or we got our frequency distribution. Now we need to make our histogram. So to make our histogram, and also before we actually get started, if you wanted to make a line that goes down the middle, you can do that as well. So highlight your data. Let's go to home, and then you want to select your borders. So in this case, we want a we want like an inside border or a middle border. Since that option's not here, what we're going to do is just select this part of the data, and then you want to go to right border, and that gives you a border to the right of that data. If you were to select this part, you would just choose the left border. Okay, so now we got it. Now it looks like a table. So to make the histogram, you want to go to insert. Don't use this histogram function. Actually, just use the regular bar graph, the 2D column. So use the 2D column, and then select data. Click on this chart data range box, select your frequencies, and then you want to edit the axis, the horizontal axis labels. So edit that, select your classes, and then hit OK. Alright, so now we got a histogram, or like something that resembles one. Right now it's just, the bars are not touching though. So in order to get the bars to touch, you just click on any one of the bars, and now you see that the bars are highlighted. So now what we want to do, let's double click on the bars. If you double click on a bar, you should see format data series to the right, and you want to change this gap width to 0. And therefore the bars are now touching, as you can see. Again, if right now they're touching, but there's no outline for the bars. So click on the bars again, click on format here. Now click on shape outline, and then just change the outline of the bars. So now that way you can see that there's, the bars are there. Alright, so now we officially got the histogram. Now all you can do is just make sure you change the title here. In this case we're talking about, quiz grades. in a marking period. And we want to add the axis here, so go click on the plus icon there, and then you want to add your horizontal and vertical axes. In this case, this is the number of quizzes. And in this example, this is the quiz grade. All right. And that's my frequency or a histogram. All right, so now the next thing we want to do is we want to actually, and notice from this distribution that this kind of looks skewed to the right just by looking at it. Or you could just as easily say that it's about symmetric. So like if you were to bring this bar a little bit down from the 4 to the 2, it'll be approximately symmetric. However, use your judgment. We do know that the mean is bigger than the median, so that does mean that there is a degree of skewness to the right. So if there is a degree of skewness to the right, that means the median will be a more appropriate measure of center. All right. All right, so next we want to make a back-to-back stem and leaf plot, otherwise known as a stem plot. So what we have here are two distributions, one for the male weights, one for the female weights, and we want to compare them. So first off, we're going to actually, what's going to help us is sorting this data. So first you want to highlight, we're going to highlight the male data, go to the data tab, and you want to hit sort from smallest to largest. Now if it gives you this option, do not expand the selection, just continue with the current selection. And therefore now our males are sorted. Do the same thing for the females. Continue with the current selection. There you go. So now you got your male and female data sorted. First thing you want to do. Now next you want to make your actual stems. So notice, so let's do our key real quick, just off to the side, because we need a key for the stem and leaf plot. So for our key, we have male, let's see here. So for the number 56, if you have 5 and then a bar and then 6, this represents let's do this. Let's do 4 and 9. So that represents a weight of 49 kilograms. All right, so there's our key. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Let's expand this bar, this column. There you go. All right, so there's our key. And I'm going to put this key in a box. So I'm going to highlight that. Go to Home tab, click on this border stuff. I'm going to do an outside border right here. There you go. So now I have a box around it. Okay, so now let's go to the actual stem plot. So we're going to need some room. So we're going to start here, somewhere here in this column. And we're going to start with our stems. Okay, so our stems are 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, and then we're going to include 10 and 11 for this example. So we're going to go 5, 6, 7. Remember that you can count by highlighting these, and then scroll to the bottom right corner, and then just drag like this. So this is how you can count. So we got all our stems. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a border to the left and a border to the right, like a line. So I'm going to highlight the data, click on border, left border, and then now I'm going to click on right border. And now we got our two bars, one on each side. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the left side first. So we're going to do our leaves here. So our first leaf here is 6, and that's it for the 50s. Our next leaf is 5, 7, 8, and 9. For 70s, we got 76, 78, 78. For 80s, we got 81, 81, and 87. Our 90s, we just have 90. For our hundreds, there are no hundreds. For 110s, for 110s, we got 0, 0, 111, and 115. All right, and then we're going to label this males. So male weight in kilograms. All right, so there's our guy. Now we want to do the same thing for females. Ooh, I forgot to include a column of 4. I forgot to include a stem of 4. So if you want to include a stem of 4 now, what we're going to do is we're going to move this up like that, and then we're going to include a stem of 4 there. I'm going to click on the cell and I'm going to insert a border to the right and to the left. All right, there you go. So we made the adjustment. Now for females, we have 9, okay, so we have 9. Let's make this a little bit bigger, the font. Okay. All right, so we have 9. Then we have 0, 7. For 60s, we have 65, 67, 68, 69. And we have 70, 70, 79, 81, 84, 85, 87, and 88. And then we have 92. So there's our male and there's our female. So we're going to click on this. So we got female weight. In kilograms. And there's our back-to-back stem and leaf plot. If you just wanted a single stem and leaf plot, obviously you would just kind of remove this part, and that would be your stem plot. But this is their back-to-back stem and leaf plot. All right, now we're gonna tailor this a little bit more. This kind of, this looks fine, but we want these to be smaller. So I'm going to put these cells closer together. So I'm gonna click on the cell. I'm going to hover over to the right corner of the column like this and double click. And that just makes the cell smaller. Do the same thing for this guy. I don't have to click on the cell to do this. I can just drag it to make it smaller. Drag it to make it smaller. And I'm going to keep doing this. Oops, I need to make it a little bit bigger. If it shows that pound symbol, that means just make it a little bit bigger. And now this looks a little bit more clustered. This should be an 8, not an 88. Okay. There you go. Now it looks more and more like a plot. And then if you want to make the stems pop out, just highlight them, and we're going to click the bold button here. So there you go. Now we got our stems and our leaves. And of course we can adjust these. We can move them around, the male weight, the female weight, and adjust them as necessary. But there's our plot. All right, I hope you found this useful, and I will see you in the next video.